In the last lesson, we attached this weapon to this character for this animation, and as you can see, it looks good. So in this lesson, we're going to create a very cinematic looking animation for this camera for our first shot. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, I'm going to adjust some parameters for this character because right now, if I'll play this animation, I'm not sure if you noticed this beforehand, but if I'll move this character, you can see it is not moving straight on y-axis. It is somehow a little bit moving on negative x-axis as well. So let's make this right, and I'm gonna select this character, and the reason why it is happening because the rotation is not set to 0. Okay, so I'm gonna set rotation to 0, and now if I'll play this animation, you're gonna see that it is now moving straight on the y-axis. Okay, so let's now work on the camera animation. I'm gonna set my playhead to frame number 0, and I'm gonna select this camera, and let's adjust the position and rotation of this camera for our first frame. Okay, so I'm gonna now just move this on x-axis, and first let me rotate this on Z, and I'm gonna change this to local space, and let's adjust the position for the first frame of the shot. I'm gonna move this thing on X, maybe just a little bit more, or yeah, maybe just a little bit more. I'm gonna rotate this on Z. I'm gonna rotate this again on Z. Yeah, I think somewhere around here will look good, I guess. Yeah, I think this looks good. But I'm gonna also have to adjust the position of this cover as well. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna move this on X. Maybe just about there. I'm gonna move this on Y. I want to make sure that it doesn't somehow overlap with the character. Yeah, I think this looks good. Maybe just a little bit on X. Maybe somewhere around here. I think I should also move my character as well. I'm gonna select the character, and let's see. I'm gonna move this on X. Let me move this one as well. No, maybe just a little bit more for the character. Yeah, maybe just about there. Perhaps just a little bit. Yeah, I think this looks good. But I think it's a little bit too exposed, so I'm gonna move this on X. Let's do this a little bit more, and later on I'll adjust the position of the camera as well. Maybe just about there, okay? And just make sure that you remove these keyframes. Oh god, I'm gonna delete this transform parameter, and I'm gonna have to try this again. Unreal can be really annoying sometimes. Maybe just about there. Let's hope I don't have any keyframe for the character. Yeah, I don't. Thank God. Yeah, I think this looks good, but I'm gonna have to now adjust the position of the camera again. I'm gonna change this to world space and move this thing on X. Be just about there, and maybe just a little bit forward. I'm gonna bring this down on Z as well, and maybe just a little bit more forward. Maybe just about there. Yeah, I think this looks good. Yeah, so I think this looks good. Maybe just a little bit more on Z. Maybe just a little bit up on Z, but no. Okay. We can, of course, always tweak this later as well. For now, I think this looks good. So So I adjusted the position of my camera, the cover, and the main subject, which is the character. Okay. So there is no particular process or guideline that I used in here. I just kind of used my own intuition in here to see what angle, what location would look best for this particular shot. Okay. So I'm gonna just move to maybe, let's say, frame number 20, 19, maybe 18, I guess. Yeah, maybe just about 18. And I'm gonna now move this camera, and let's see how I can adjust this camera according to this animation to get the best results. Okay. So I'm just gonna move this a little bit on X. Yeah, just about there. Yeah, I think this looks good. And if I'll play this animation, yeah, I think this looks good so far. I'm gonna now move on to frame number, let's say, 30, 31, 26. I'm gonna press G on the keyboard to hide this camera icon. It's getting in the way. So let's see, maybe just about 30. I don't know, maybe 28. Let's add a few keyframes and see what happens. I'm gonna press G on the keyboard again to unhide this camera, and let's now move this on Y. I'm gonna bring this just about there. I'm gonna move this on X. Yeah, maybe this is just too far out. I'm gonna bring this closer to the character. Maybe just about there. And then I'm gonna move this on X. I think I should, yeah, I think I should rotate this as well. Maybe just about there, and then move this thing on X. Yeah, of course, I'm gonna have to bring this down on Z as well. Maybe just about there. There. Okay. And I'm gonna move this on X again. Rotate this thing on Z again. And I'm gonna move this on X just a little bit more. And I'm gonna move this thing on Z as well. As you can see, I'm straightening up this camera. I'm gonna move this on Z just a little bit more. And then let's see, maybe just a little bit more on X. Maybe I should move this in here and rotate this on Z just a little bit more. Yeah, I think we're fine location wise. Need to adjust the rotation in here just a little bit. Yeah, this looks good. I'm gonna bring this thing here just about there. Okay, yeah, I think this looks good. Let's see how this looks like. I'm gonna jump to frame 0 and press spacebar on the keyboard to play this animation. Okay, I'm gonna save everything, and let's now move on to the last frame of this animation. I'm gonna move to frame number 55, and let's move this camera and bring this thing just about there. I'm gonna rotate this thing on Z. I'm gonna adjust the position on Z as well. Maybe bring this thing just a little bit up on Z, and I'm gonna bring this thing on Y. Maybe just about there. gonna look good this way as well, but what I'm gonna do in here is to move this camera maybe just about there so that there's a little bit of delay at the end of the shot, okay? Right now it may seem a little bit confusing, but just give me a moment here and I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. I'm gonna move this thing on Y, maybe just about there. Pretty close to the face of this character, okay? I'm gonna move this thing on X, maybe just about there. And let's see how this looks like. If I move this playhead slowly, you need to focus on this camera while I move this playhead. You can see that the camera is following this character, but at the end you can see it becomes a little bit slow and the camera is not able to keep pace with the character. So that is why I place this camera near his face at the end, okay? I'm gonna jump to frame number 0 and let's see how this looks like. Yeah, I think this looks good. So what you can do in here is to simply go to frame number, let's say 54, and I'm gonna press the closing square bracket on the keyboard to adjust the end area of this animation. You can also use your mouse to adjust it as well, but I just like to use the opening or closing square bracket. So let's see. Yeah, I think this looks good, but of course we're gonna have to adjust these keyframes on the graph editor. But first, let me try Smart Auto. So I'm just gonna select all of them and change this to Smart Auto. And now let's see how this looks like. And as you can see, it looks good, okay? So that's it for this lesson. And in the next lesson, we're gonna start bringing in very high quality assets into our project, and then we're gonna use them to build up our scene, okay? So I'll see you guys in the next one.